Students, come to one more system, that is female reproductive system. In that female reproductive system, here also occurrence of different organs. One is primary sex organs. Secondary or accessory sex organs. And external genitalia. Here the primary sex organs in the case of females include ovaries. The second organs in female reproductive system, secondary sex organs or accessory sex organs. Here accessory sex organs include accessory ducts and accessory glands. Here accessory ducts includes, in the case of female, one is fallopian tubes or oviducts. Second organ, accessory sex organ, that is uterus or uterine cavity, cervix and vagina. These are the accessory ducts. In the case of female reproductive tract, fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix and vagina. Here accessory glands which are located at the region of the thoracic region of the female. Such accessory glands include mammary glands or breast, which are considered as accessory glands in the female reproductive system, containing three different parts: primary sex organs, accessory sex organs and external genitalia. The first part, the case of female reproductive system, see, it is the female inner genitalia of female reproductive system. That system shows primary sex organs includes ovaries. Accessory ducts includes fallopian tubes or oviduct. That next to that duct, that is uterine cavity, cervix region, and one more vaginal cavity. These are the ducts, and at the region of a thoracic region, presence of a gland called mammary gland. First one, here the diagram shows it is female reproductive system. The female reproductive system shows opening called vagina. Vagina leads to a canal, passage. That canal that is called as cervical canal. Next to that part, uterine cavity. Uterine cavity is provided with uterine wall. It is the uterine wall, and the another side of the uterine cavity, occurrence of passages, occurrence of the tubes. Such tubes are called as oviducts or fallopian tubes. Here the first organ in the case of female reproductive system, that is ovary. The ovaries are situated. Ovaries which are present at the region of pelvis region, which are attached to here the pair of ovaries, which are attached to the uterine wall by a ligament. Here ovaries which are considered as female gonads. Female ovaries are called as female gonads, which secretes steroidal hormones like estrogen and progesterone. These are the two hormones secreted particularly in the case of ovary. The ovary is covered by a thin layer. That thin layer is made up of surface epithelial tissue, Surface epithelium tissue is present. That surface epithelium encloses stroma. It is the connective tissue portion of the ovary. Stroma. Here the stroma is differentiated into outer cortex and inner medulla. Which are present particularly in the case of ovary. At the region of cortex region of the ovary, developing ovarian follicles. Ovarian follicles are developed particularly at the region of cortex region of the ovary. The second one, accessory sex organs. Accessory sex organ includes fallopian tube, uterine cavity, cervix, and vagina. First one, it is the fallopian tube or oviduct. The length of the fallopian tube, that is about 10 to 12 centimeters length. 10 to 12 centimeters length. The opening of this fallopian tube is always occur in the form of funnel shape. Funnel-shaped opening in the case of fallopian tube, that is called as infundibulum. The infundibulum ends with a finger-like projections. Infundibulum ends with a finger-like projections are called as fimbriae. Fimbriae role is very, very important. Fimbriae collects egg or ovum during ovulation process. During ovulation process, fimbriae collects the egg from the ovary. For that purpose, the fimbriae role is very, very important. Here, infundibulum leads to a wider cavity. Infundibulum leads to a wider cavity, that is called as ampulla. And ampulla leads to a narrow cavity. That narrow cavity is called as isthmus region. The isthmus portion is connected to the uterine cavity. It is about that fallopian tube. Here the fallopian tube is differentiated into three regions: infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus portion. These are the parts present in the case of oviduct or fallopian tube. Next to this part, next to that duct, it is the region. It is the cavity. The cavity is called as uterine cavity. That uterine cavity or uterus is present between the rectum and anus. In between the rectum and anus, where there is appearance of a cavity, that cavity that is called as uterine cavity. Uterine cavity is always hollow, pear-shaped structure. That is present between rectum and urinary bladder. and urinary bladder, this part is present, especially in the case of females. Yet this cavity leads to a narrow region. The narrow region of next to that region is the narrow region of the female reproductive tract, that is called as a cervix portion. Cervix containing cervical canal, and this cavity is opened by a opening called vagina. Particularly in the case of female, cervical canal and vagina, which are considered as a birth canal. Cervical canal and vagina acts as a birth canal, and this cavity is provided with a wall. That wall is called as a uterine wall. Here the uterine wall is differentiated into three portions. The outermost very thin layer, that is called as perimetrium. Outermost thin layer is called as perimetrium. The middle layer of this wall, is made up of smooth muscle fibers. That region is called as myometrium. Myometrium is the middle layer of uterine wall that should be made up of smooth muscle fibers which are undergo vigorous contraction during delivery. During parturition, this portion is made up of smooth muscles which undergo heavy contraction for the purpose of parturition process. The part is very important for the process of parturition. It means delivery of the baby. And innermost layer of the uterine wall, that is called as the endometrium. Endometrium is made up of a gland. And rich blood capillaries which are present particularly at the region of endometrium. Here that endometrium cyclic changes takes place during menstrual cycle. During menstrual cycle, the endometrium is involved that to undergo cyclic changes. These are the three layers, particularly in the case of uterine wall: perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. These are the texts present in the case of female reproductive system. And the external genitalia. External genitalia of the female shows different parts. One is mons pubis, and clitoris, major, minor, and hymen parts. Major, minor, and hymen parts which are present particularly in the case of external genitalia. Particularly in the region of cervical, in the region of external genitalia, occurrence of mons pubis, labia, here labia minor, labia major, labia minor, which are present particularly in the case of external genitalia. External genitalia shows mons pubis, clitoris, labia major, labia minor, and hymen. The external genitalia of the female, shows one of the cleft at the region of center where there is the presence of cleft. That cleft is called vestibule. Cleft is called vestibule, and around that vestibule presence of muscle foldings. Muscle foldings which are present. Here, outermost muscle folding, that is called as labia majora, and inner one labia minora. Labia minora. And above this part, occurrence of cushion of fatty tissue. The cushion of fatty tissue present above the regions of labia minora and labia majora. It is the fatty tissue, that is called as man's pubis region. Man's pubis. At the region of man's pubis, presence of pubic hairs which are present. Pubic hairs which are present particularly at the region of the hairs, particularly at the region of man's pubis region. And at the region of vestibule, presence of two openings. One of the opening is very small opening, that is called as vaginal orifice or urinary orifice, and one more, the large opening, just very to that of a orifice, urinary orifice, presence of large opening. It is the small opening called urinary orifice. Just very to that, presence of vagina. And in addition to that, from labia minora and labia majora, one of the finger-like folding is developed, is appeared, finger-like projection. That finger-like projection is covers urinary orifice. That finger-like projection is called clitoris part. Clitoris. It is the erectile part, particularly in the case of female, that is called as clitoris. Clitoris is developed from labia minora and labia majora. That should be covers to that of a urinary orifice. And beneath to that urinary orifice, presence of vagina. The vagina is covered by one of the membrane. That membrane is called as hymen. It is the structure of female external genitalia. Just into this system, occurrence of a large opening, that is called as anus. It is the external genitalia of the female. That external genitalia of the female shows major parts includes man's pubis, labia majora, labia minora, vestibule. Inside the vestibule, or that is the cleft. Inside the vestibule, presence of two openings, urinary orifice and vaginal opening. That will be covered by a membrane. That membrane is called as a hymen. Usually, that hymen is ruptured during first coitus, first intercourse. Usually, hymen is ruptured. In addition to that, it is ruptured during cycling, sudden fall, and arthritis. During such time, usually hymen is ruptured, torn off. Hymen is torn off during such cases. It is the structure of external genitalia of the female. External genitalia of the female. The accessory sex organ, in that the second accessory sex organ is called accessory glands. Here the accessory glands includes mammary glands. The mammary glands, which are the characteristic features or unique features, especially in the case of females. Here these glands, which are developed from sweat glands, develops from group of sweat glands. Here this gland contain two different types of tissues. One is fat tissue and glandular tissue. Fat tissue and glandular tissue. Here the glandular tissue is divided into 15 to 20 lobes called mammary lobes. Here the glandular tissue of the mammary gland containing 15 to 20 mammary lobes. It is the section of mammary gland or breast. The breast shows the number of, here it is the tissue that is called as fatty tissue, and next to that fatty tissue occurrence of glandular tissue. The glandular tissue is divided into number of mammary lobes, that is about 15 to 20 mammary lobes. In each mammary lobe occurrence of milk secreting group of cells. Milk secreting group of cells are called as alveoli which are present. All the alveoli which having a lumen, which are alveolar lumens which are present, that alveolar cells which secretes the milk and stores at the region of lumen, alveolar lumens. Here alveoli which are connected to a smaller sized tubes. Alveoli or alveolar sac, alveolar lobule which are connected to small tubes are called as mammary tubes. All the mammary tubes which are connected to a common duct, that common duct that is called as mammary duct. Here the number of mammary ducts which are connected to a common duct, that common duct that is called as ampulla. Here ampulla is the wider duct in which in this region temporarily milk is collected. Particularly at the region of ampullary duct, and ampulla which are again connected to lactiferous ducts. The lactiferous ducts which are open at the region is called, that is the erectile part of the mammary gland, that is called as nipple part. Here nipple is always multipored erectile part. In the case of mammary gland, it is called as a nipple. It is the structure of mammary gland. Here the nipple is the erectile part. Next to that nipple, around the nipple, presence of dark colored pigmented cervicular region. That is called as a areola. Areola contain sebaceous glands. With these glands which secretes oil. Sebaceous glands which secretes oily secretions. That oil or sebaceous glands which are very, very important for lubrication of the nipple during nursing. Lubrication of the nipple, what is that? Areola is very, very important. That areola containing sebaceous glands that will secretes oily secretion or lubricant which are secreted. It is the structure of female mammary gland. It is the diagrammatic sectional view of mammary gland. Here it is a portion that is called as a rib portion. Above the rib portion, occurrence of strong muscles. Such strong muscles are called as pectoralis major, and group of sweat glands which are develops into mammary gland. The mammary gland is covered by a skin called mammary skin, and beneath to that mammary skin presence of two different types of tissues, glandular tissue and adipose tissue means fat tissue. The glandular tissue is divided into number of lobes, that is about 15 to 20 lobes. Such lobes which containing alveoli usually secretes milk. The alveoli which are connected to tubes, small tubes, are called alveolar tubules. Such alveolar tubules which are connected to alveolar ducts again which are connected to wider ducts are called as ampulla is connected to a lactiferous ducts which are open at the region of nipple. It is the structure of diagrammatic representation of mammary gland.